Has said, my name is Judith Hall. I am a transformational speaker and a life coach, and also by this time next week, you see I've showed you the cover of my book. It is When the Sky is No Limit. That's it. So what I do is, what I used to do, I taught with the DOE for 17 years. And in total, I've been a teacher. This year would have culminated 25 years as an educator. But then there was a restlessness inside my spirit. I felt as though I needed to do more, to be more, to give more. And so I started thinking. So for about 5 years, I was just there at work, and I was having these screams in my head and all these thoughts reverberating in my head. And I'm wondering, is this going to be the end of my life? Because I feel as though I was ready for something new. I was ready for a transformation. But I didn't know what I wanted to do, how I wanted to go about that, or where to source what I was looking for. So I start my book by saying, have you ever had this feeling inside of you like you're not in alignment with your soul's purpose and there is more that you should be doing? You know, are you going to just die, and before you put your head on that pillow, you do not offer the world your gifts? Because there's so much that we can be doing, so much we can make, create. And as women, we are capable of so much. And my book is dedicated towards women and unleashing our gifts for the world. I won't go back into all of what Toba said about Esther, because I prepared something on that too. But I'll just say that Esther being queen was not by accident. It was not by accident. Because God chose her to put her in that place. Because remember, she never revealed that she was a Jew. And she prayed about that, and when she learned about the plot that she had to foil, that Mordecai told her to tell her husband the king, then she had to now decide, oh my God, how am I going to present this to my king, my lord? Because he's your husband, but she was still, it was totally a patriarchal society, right? Men ruled. Right. So she had to decide how she was going to tell him. Because if she goes out and says, oh my God, husband, I'm a Jew, he probably would be so mad that he could say, off with your head. Because that's how it was back in the day, right? So Esther, what did she do? She prayed about it. She prayed about it, and she got laser focused on what it is she wanted to achieve. And this is what I talk about. This is what I teach people about how to transform your thoughts, to transform your results. Because there's a results pattern. Your thoughts become your feelings become your actions, and your actions produce your results. So whatever you think, if you think you can, or if you think you can't, either way, you are right. So if you think that, Esther could have sat down and said, you know what, I feel as though I don't want to put my life out there and run the risk of losing it, so therefore I'm not even going to talk to my king about this plot. What would have happened? The Jews would have suffered more, because remember, they were already considered the underdogs. So to learn that his wife was a Jew, she had to face that to save the Jewish nation and also to save her husband. So basically, we as women have taken on a lot of those responsibilities. And we have misogyny to deal with. We have not getting enough pay, equal pay for equal work, because there are some women, some of us, who would work some men under the table. So in an era of Me Too, no, I'm not bashing you guys, I'm not. But I'm just being truthful, because like I said, it's a patriarchal society, and some of these men and some of these employers are pretty despotic. They treat the women different. For example, I had somebody who, I was trying to mentor this person and to bring them into the space where I am. But then it got kind of crazy, and I found that he would do stuff that he wouldn't do with a guy. I have my business, and I say to you, okay, I was in Jamaica, because I go around the world and I do my workshops, and and I take my message to everybody basically, but it is designed for women, because I feel like we need to feel empowered. We need to stand in our power. And I said, okay, I will speak in half an hour. It was 7:27, and I said, okay, what time is it? Okay, I'll speak at 7:30. You got up at 7:29 and introduced and started speaking. And I'm like, in which world? In which world? It was just so wrong. And I know that he wouldn't have done that to a man if it was his male counterpart, but because maybe we're viewed as the weaker sex or whatever. But anyway, I want us to stay laser focused on what we want to achieve, because whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it will achieve. And I am living that, because I decided to transform my life, because I was no longer happy being a teacher. I had done it for 25 years. I felt like it was time for me to transition to the next level of my life. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wasn't sure. But what I was sure about was that all my life I've been interested in motivating people and helping them to see through their issues. And when I have my book on sale, you can see some of the testimonials. And even this young lady was a principal in the UK, because she still taps into, our friendships and the source. She likes to speak with me because I'm like maybe 6 years older than her. So therefore she seeks me out when she needs a little counseling, and to go to that source and get motivated a little bit and go back to your school, because it's a new business for her. My business is pretty new, but I've been doing it all along. I just didn't decide to monetize it or even realize that I should be charging for it, or making a decent living from it. But the bottom line is this: I feel empowered, and I feel it's time for me to step out into that space, into that arena, so I can empower my sisters and brothers too. But my focus, like I said, is on women, because when you decide what your passion is and you reach for it, you also have to determine your audience. And I've decided that my audience are women in general, and women of color, and minorities, and everybody who needs who feels disenfranchised and disempowered at this time. So that is what I'm about right now. I coach. I have clients that I coach, and I have events that I speak at. I create my own events too, because I showed you a flyer where I wanted to do a seminar in Mount Vernon on the 24th of March. But I have decided to push it back a little bit. I may go down to the 13th or the 20th of. I'll keep you guys posted. But I just wanted to introduce myself to you tonight and to say we are sisters, and I'm happy to be among you, and I look forward to working with you. And that's it.
Thank you.